Meet Kate. Her daily goal is to be like the Proverbs 31 woman. So this is Kate's typical day. She wakes up by 4 a.m. before anyone with a long to-do list. She begins by fellowshipping with God, whips up breakfast for her family, packs lunch, and ensures everyone is dressed and ready for the day. After her long day at the office, Kate transforms into a whirlwind of activities which include shuttling her kids to soccer practice, piano lessons, basketball practice, baseball practice, swimming, karate, and dance recitals. In the evening, she prepares 4 different types of dinner for her 4 different children because they eat different things. Then she cleans their plates and cleans the floors, helps with homework, does the laundry, and squeezes in quality time with her husband whenever possible. Amidst it all, she still finds time to volunteer at her church, lead Bible studies, prayer meetings. As weeks turned into months and months into years, Kate began to feel the weight of everything wearing down on her as her exhaustion grew deeper, her stress levels soared, and she found herself on the brink of burnout. She began to realize that her quest to be a supermom and superwoman had come at a cost: her own well-being. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel where we simplify the scripture for practical everyday use and application. My name is Imo, and so let's discuss the 3 misconceptions that many women of faith have while managing their homes. This super mom, superwoman idea that many of us have been running with, and what the scripture says about these ideas. 1, that validation comes from good work. Let's take a look at Proverbs 31 verses 28. It says, "Our children rise up and call her blessed. Our husband also, and he praises her." 29. "Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all." These verses let us know that the Proverbs 31 woman, they saw her good work, her good deeds, and they appreciated it. And this must have felt good. I worked with a colleague once, and she kept telling me how unappreciated she felt. She says to me, "Imo, I feel so unappreciated at home. I work hard, I feed everyone, and no one ever says thank you. They just complain and complain." And if I'm being honest though, I sometimes feel that way, and that feeling can be very frustrating and demoralizing. Oh, I remember my mom. She literally lived for her family. That woman sacrificed everything for my siblings and I and our dad. And I'm not sure we even got to tell her thank you up until when we were grown. She always talked about how unappreciated she felt, but I never understood it until I became a mom myself. The fact that our family members are not saying thank you or good job or praising us like the family of the Proverbs 31 woman did does not mean that we are not doing a good job, does not mean that we're not doing a phenomenal job as women. Some families say thank you, some families do not. Fortunately, the Proverbs 31 woman belong to the category of families that say thank you. So if you're a woman out there who does all these things but never get praises, please, on behalf of God and on behalf of the other women and on behalf of your family, let me tell you what an amazing job you're doing. You are such a wonderful, awesome, hardworking, diligent mom and wife. Well done. Well done. Great job. I praise you. God sees your hard work and He will reward you diligently. I promise you, it will pay off for you eventually. Often as women, we bottle our emotions because we feel like no one gets it, no one understands it. But there is one who does, and His name is God. Tell God how you feel. Cry to Him sometimes. Sometimes when I feel weary, and I just feel weird, all I have to do is spend some quality time with God, and I'll feel Him wrap His arm around me. I'll feel Him comfort me, and before I know it, I'm back to my joyous, happy self. Our God is our source. We will never run dry of feeling loved and worthy if we make him remain our source. It's absolutely a misconception to think we are not doing a great job because people don't often tell us, because our family members are not singing our praises. So we can liberate ourselves from trying to be like the superheroes who get praises from others and just receive our validation and affirmation from God, and also tell ourselves all the sweet words from time to time. The second misconception many Christian, many virtuous women run with, the "I am the only one who can do it well" misconception. I know a friend who cannot leave her kids with her husband for more than 1 hour. She would not as little as let her husband bathe the kids because her husband could not do it well as she did. Really, she was not wrong. Her husband could not do all these things, all these caregiving things, because it was not a natural like she was. But so are many men out there, if not majority of the men out there. While some men may not be great at caregiving, I believe they can learn how to. But if you're a mom and you keep doing all these things by yourself because you feel like you cannot trust your spouse enough to handle them as well as you will, your spouse will never learn out. Moms, please understand that marriage, parenting is a shared responsibility, and let your husband take up a major, even if it's just 30-40% of the responsibility if he can. It promotes trust in the home. Your partner knowing that you trust in his ability will give him a sense of ownership and will also help him improve and grow in the process. Women, we are natural nurturers. We nurtured all our lives. We grew up playing with Barbies. Men, not so much. They grew up playing with guns and cars. So they will not be perfect at bathing the kids on the first, second, even third trial, but they will get better. The more we give them the authority, the more we give them the autonomy to do it, we'll build their trust, we'll build their confidence, and they will also grow in their parenting skills. And also, there is more than one right way to accomplish a task. When I started working night shift, I wanted to control what my kids would do when I'm not home. And this always frustrated my husband. And he kept reminding me, I'm their dad, right? Then I'll say things like, yes, I know you're their dad, but I just need them to, only have 30 minutes of screen time, and I want them to eat this, and I want them to bath at this time. And this always made him so frustrated. Now, going back to the Proverbs 31 woman as she's our role model. The Bible never said that the Proverbs 31 woman controlled her home and her husband. Proverbs 31:27 actually says she watches over the affairs of her household. NLT version puts it this way: carefully watches everything. She wasn't trying to do everything. She wasn't trying to control everything. Her job was just to watch. She's the CEO, not the do-it-all. Sometimes being the CEO involves delegating. So if we are not in that habit yet, let's start delegating. But as important as it is to delegate, what's even more important is giving those we have given the task to, giving them the autonomy to carry the task to the best of their ability. And now that I am channeling Proverbs 31 woman and I am watching, that's the word here, watching over the affairs of my home, I have learned to close my eyes to certain things. And you know what? They really do not bother me as much as they used to. Because in my own perfect world, my kids they'll have little or no screen time. In my own perfect world, they will probably not eat pizza, but it's not a perfect world. Sometimes I have to work weekends, and that means that I would have to watch them. And sometimes he gives them the iPad for more than 1 hour. It's not a perfect world, but hey, that's life. I am not a superwoman. I am unable to be with my family, be with my kids 24/7. I have to work, I have to do a few other things. And I'm not able to control what they do 24/7. What I cannot control, I just leave it to God and I trust Him through it. It's important we are being fair to ourselves so as to prevent burnout and exhaustion that result from us trying to make everything perfect. And occasionally, if the kitchen or the living room is not spotless, it's okay. We are not superwomen. We are not all that powerful. We cannot be there 100%. And sometimes some things will suffer a little bit. That's life. It's not the end of life. That's just life. Sometimes delegate. Sometimes take a back rest and let others do it. Sometimes Accept the imperfection. That's all part of life. Now, moving on to the third misconception, the if everyone is good, then I am good too misconception, or the women don't get sick days off misconception. I read something on Instagram that says, Mom, your kid does not need a 10th pair of shoe. What she need is a new bra. And this resonated with me. One time, I had put aside $100 to spend on my skincare product. But as soon as my kids made me know that, they were interested in a particular Lego they saw online, I took the $100 and, like always, I was about to buy the 7th Lego that year. I think it was the 7th or the 8th. But this time around, I paused and I asked myself, why do I always do this? I buy 1,000 things for my kids before I even buy one for myself. Every time, before buying a pin for myself, I would have bought like 10, 20 for my kids. Women, we eat the crumbs of everything. Time, money, we get the least sleep, we get the least care. These are the kind of things that lead into frustration the modern women face in recent times. So I've resorted within myself that I am not a superwoman who does not need care. I need care too. We can only effectively pour for others when we pour into ourselves first. I know it's a mom thing to always do everything and be there for everyone, but self-care is equally important. Proverbs 31:25 says, she's clothed with dignity and strength. She can laugh at the days to come. This woman practiced spiritual self-care, emotional self-care, physical self-care, intellectual self-care, practical self-care. Yet, she was very selfless. She did all these things for her household, for her communities, for her neighbors. She did all these charity things, but she also took time to fuel herself, and that was what helped her maintain her strength, vigor, and vitality. No wonder she achieved all she did. We all can learn so much from the Proverbs 31 woman. So the 3 misconceptions we have discussed so far. Misconception number 1, validation comes from good work. Misconception number 2, I am the only one who can do it well. Misconception number 3, if everyone is good, then I am good too. This is one of our videos in the Proverbs 31 Women series. Please do make sure you check the rest out. I'll be linking the playlist below. So in this video, we talked a lot about the importance of self-care, but you definitely would want to know in detail how to practice this effectively in your own life, and that is what I shared in this video linked up here. Practical, simple, day-to-day approach. Please do make sure to check this video out. And until next time when I come your way again, my name is Imo. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.